we're going to talk about Alan. Why are they calling you alien? What about Amrabat coming on loan? Is that true? What? On a loan? That is absolutely garbage. Because, guys, let's start with the transfer rumor confusion regarding the Amrabat situation. I cannot pull it up on the screen, but we've seen it, and we're going to talk about it because I call horseshit for certain reasons. Because, you know, British press, the likes of Samuel Luckhurst, you know, just go look at the track record, what Luckhurst has been doing. Like, you know, he's been serving us stories, cooking up meals, but never delivered the signature dish. Like, you know, came out yesterday in Twitter. I'm reading it here just for reference so you can see. Here, I'm going to read what he's tweeted. So he's basically saying Manchester United have been in the market for another midfielder. But club sources says if SOFYAN Amrabat does not leave Fiorentina, it is unlikely to be for Manchester United. Dude, I know that there's frogs. I know you could lick the frogs and hallucinating. But I'm sorry, my dad just called me on the mobile phone. I just had to reject. But where was I? You know, are you all of a sudden sort of going to contradict Fabrizio Romano, Damazio, Alfredo Pedula that I had on exclusive? They've been spot on so far with the Italian market regarding Onana, regarding Rasmus Højlund. And why are you putting stories like this, you know? Followed by the Muppets as well, which I don't know what they're smoking there either, but United Muppets has also reported yesterday that I'm not really altogether surprised by this. If you've been tracking the last few weeks, yeah, what have you been tracking? I mean, 100%, like, and if you have been tracking, you have been reading that what's been said in the media with Fabrizio Romano, with, you know, Corriere dello Sport from Italy, from Alfredo Pedula, from, you know, Damazio and stuff like that. These are credible sources. There's tier one. Here we go. Here we sprint. Here we run. And you say you have gotten an idea that Amrabat was not necessarily top of the list at all. That the way Mino is viewed by the club, the perhaps better fits needs to another signing. Mate, stop that, mate. Whatever you smoking, like you guys, you were like, you know, against the takeover news. You were drumming the US investors. Sit down, mate. Whatever. Just stop this straight away. I'm just calling it out, a spade a spade. Had enough of this. I'm protecting the club, I'm protecting the badge, and you know, if you see, like, you know, clickbaity stuff, just avoid it. You know what to do. So at the end of the day, like, you know, what does Luckhurst mean? Does it mean that he is leaking out stories from the club to say to Fiorentina that, you know, to lower down the price? Or is it he's talking about another midfielder in terms of Gravenberch? Because if you really look at it, two midfielders, two different attributes, two different replacements. You know, Gravenberch is a swap deal for Scott McTominay, which we see here. We're going to talk about that. So that is a like-for-like swap, basically. So that is one midfielder that's doing the progressive ball carrier ball. Gravenberch is more of a Paul Pogba style. And why would Bayern Munich be interested in Scott McTominay? Well, first and foremost, who sits there as a manager? You have Thomas Tuchel. Bayern Munich, they love that tall stature, grafting midfielders like Scott McTominay. So it doesn't really, you know, it does make sense. Even what Christian Falk is reporting. We're going to talk about that as well. But on the other hand, the number two midfielder, that is a buy. You know, that's the only thing you're going to spend money on. That's buy. That's SOFYAN Amrabat, which is a total different midfielder. SOFYAN Amrabat is more of the number 6. You know, or they can play as a number 8 destroyer. SOFYAN Amrabat is the replacement for Fred, if you remember. So we sold off Fred. We're selling off, you know, Dean Henderson. There's money. We're freeing up the wage bills. And I don't know. You see what I'm alluding to? Because there's so many moving components in the transfer markets. And there's players that you need to replace as well. So there's definitely legs for Gravenberch. We're going to talk about this story as well. Because if you look here, what's been reported yesterday, which absolutely has legs from Mr. Bayern himself. We're talking about Christian Falk, who has always been accurate regarding news around Bayern. He says that Bayern Munich are interested in signing Scott McTominay on a loan deal. And that is in the back of, you know, having talks for a potential swap deal for Ryan Gravenberch. You know, Ryan Gravenberch to Manchester United. Ryan Gravenberch only wants to play for Ten Hag. Why? Because Gravenberch made his debut when he was 16 under Ten Hag. You know, Gravenberch hasn't really been given the opportunities at, you know, Bayern. And if you know, Bayern Munich, they are like a vacuum machine, like they're a giant Hoover. They tend to sweep up all the competition, all the midfielders, and just put them on the shop window as a display. Dust collectors to put them on the bench. But they do have a squad depth. And just because you're sitting on the bench for Bayern Munich doesn't mean that you're a crap player. There's just very fierce competition. And as a player, you just want to have game times. It makes sense. On the other hand, SOFYAN Amrabat, what we've been reporting here for a long time ago, even Fabrizio has been reporting into Mazio. He's been training by himself. They're not risking him in this squad. He's not playing. He's waiting because they had a pre-agreement already weeks ago with the agent to say, personal terms, here we go, about 4.5 million on a yearly salary. You know, personal terms, not a problem. We've been reporting on the structure that the intermediates been negotiating. And I think at this case, a lot of outs, you're going to be seeing United using intermediate contractors to sort these deals out because you simply don't have manpower enough, and focusing on doing the formality switch with Fiorentina directly. All they have to do in this instant is just to arrange the payment structure terms. Now we've seen that they are driving this strategy to wait because, hey, hang on a second, the longer it goes, the desperately Fiorentina are looking to sell the player because they also have to move on. They have lined up a replacement for SOFYAN Amrabat, and SOFYAN Amrabat so far has dismissed all the links. You know, he's been dismissed Jurgen Klopp, he's been dismissing Chelsea moves, Juventus moves, Saudi Arabia moves, and he's been really been having communication with Manchester United, so he's aware of the situation. Medical, not a problem. He's been training, he's fit. So with all this said and done, money, I don't know really what's going on with Donny van de Beek, but it's so simple. It's not going to take a long time. It's going to take maybe 1 or 2 days to have these formal conversations with Fiorentina. What do you want? I've been told 25 million euros on the base and 5 add-ons. Some reports were saying 21 million pounds, which kind of converts into 30 in total if you do the maths and calculations. So there is a deal to be made. Guys, let me know in the comments. There is 2 different midfielders that we are looking to bring in, and that is Gravenberch as a swap deal for McTominay and a buy for a SOFYAN Amrabat. That could play that rotational for Casemiro. If we get an injury for Casemiro, we are screwed. But there be also instances where we're going to play like 4 in the midfield. That could be like a Casemiro. There could be a Amrabat playing like a little bit more advanced than Casemiro. You can have a Gravenberch and you can have a Bruno Fernandes. It is, if we get that over the window, for me, it's a good window. That 100% good window. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you latest tonight. Thumbnail will be coming. We're looking forward to see you 9 o'clock UK time tonight. Big up to all of you. In retrospective, smash the like if you haven't. Been Mick Ruby from Mufc Realist TV. Had my say. Hopefully, I made your Monday morning a better day. Guys, peace, love, and go bananas. But now we're saying peace, love. Thank God we have Onana. Ciao.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.